It wasn't comfortable.
I hope we get an interview with Dalton Rushing, because you never know after that. He may be talking like Mickey Mouse right now.
Well, he'll be down tomorrow. That's terrible, terrible stuff. Let's hear from Dave Roberts with Kirsten and the media. Wow.
Dave, I know when you look at the offense, obviously there were a lot of big numbers and just big innings, but when you kind of break things down, for Kyle Tucker to have the 3-hit game, for Dalton Rushing to have that big home run, I mean, was this just one of those games where you saw not only guys get going, but you were able to see just kind of the confidence boost in some of these guys?
I thought so. I think, namely, Kyle, that at-bat that he had was a pivotal at-bat. Seeing a lot of pitches and ending that at-bat with the cutter homer. That was big. Getting another base hit later in the game, and just had good at-bats. And obviously Dalton, broke out with a homer. That was good to see. Freddie continues to do what he's doing. But I just thought up and down the lineup, pitchers duel early they opened with the starter, with the opener, and then took us a couple innings to get to Vasquez. But, yeah, we broke out big, and Yamamoto did his thing, and it was good to just get him out after 6 innings and turn it to the pen.
You guys checked on Dalton early. It seemed like he had winced after maybe one of those swings. Is there any concern there? He obviously played through the game, but is there any concern there with him?
No. He after that wince, that swing, he assured us that he was fine, finished the game well. He'll be down tomorrow. I think we came out of it okay.
This is 2 really big offensive games on the trip. Kind of down in between. When you're having a big inning like that, do you ever sit there and think, boy, it'd be nice if we could do this spread out a little better?
I do think that. I didn't think that tonight. It just doesn't. You can't. They don't carry over. But it was good to see. I think that the energy was good. It was good to tack on, and Mookie continues to surge, so that was fun to see also. A big homer right there. Thought we ran the bases well, continue to play good defense. But, yeah, you like it to be spread out more, but, fortunately, that's not our choice.
Mookie, when we spoke to him a couple of days ago in Minneapolis, he kind of said he was kind of reluctant to say that he felt like he was back, just because every time he's felt like it's kind of gone back. But now as these games kind of start to pile up now, and I think he's gone about 2 weeks, kind of like looking like this and homering the last 3 games. I mean, does it look like he's back?
He does, and I say back because I just think that there's more intent with him in the batter's box and a lot less indecisiveness. And so for me, if he can kind of have that kind of proactive approach and aggressive approach, then everything else is going to take care of itself. So yeah, like I said, he's just not as in between anymore and getting some good swings off.
We'll wrap things up and look ahead to the final Dodgers-Padres game at Petco Park for the season. What will the Dodgers do for an encore in San Diego? Let's hear from Yoshinobu Yamamoto with Kirsten and the media.
Yoshi, just first navigating through their lineup. I know when you look at your last one, you were excellent, but the early home run, how different did you feel going into this one and wanting to start with that clean first inning?
全体的に良かったと思うんですけども、最初のホームラン、あそこにそのゲーム入っていくまでどういう感じでしたか？ホームラン、あそこ、序盤だったんですけども、そのゲーム入っていくまで今日どういう状態で入っていきましたか？
調子は、いつも通りぐらいにはいい感覚で、試合に入れて、初回、うまく抑えれたんですけど、そこからホームランのボールは少し高くて少し真ん中に寄ってしまったので、相手が打ったのがすごいですけど、もう少しコース頑張るか、高さうまくいけば、なんとか、フェンスの手前になってたかなとは思いました。
I was able to, in terms of getting into the game, because I was able to maintain my good condition and a good feel. And then in terms of regarding to the home run I gave up, that was my mispitch. I wanted to locate the ball a little bit in, but because I ended up that ended up in the bad spot.
Different is it when you are pitching, whether it's a 1-run game, a tie game, to then when you come back in and you have a 9-run lead?
いつもみたいにちょっと点の援護がない時と今日みたいに大量援護があった時ってどういうふうに違いますか？
多少やっぱ違いはもちろん、感じますけど、なんていうんだろうな、 大量な得点、点差が離れた後も、あまりこう点差を気にすることなく、こういい接戦の気持ちでマウンドに上がるようには心がけています。
I personally take it, no matter how much I get lead or how tight the game is, I just treat the games just as usual, tie game.
Did you get bored during the sixth inning? How long that took?
ちょっと6回長くなって攻撃が長くなってちょっと退屈したみたいなところありますか？
長くはなりましたけど、しっかりウォームアップしましたし、特に集中してました。
I was not bored, but that I just try to maintain my concentration by doing some warm up inside.
All right, Yoshinobu Yamamoto continues his great stretch. His last 7 starts, he's won 5 of them, number 8 on the season tonight. Nomar, what did you see from Yamamoto?
You know what? One thing he did, he really did a good job commanding the corners once again. But the other thing I think that gets overlooked is his sinker, his cutter, his pitches. Some of those pitches aren't always about swings and misses. They're about actually having a late movement, missing the barrel. So we're going to go to the K zone and look at him commanding the zone and also how well he does with those pitches, just missing the barrel. And that's really the key. So here's a 3-2. This ball, not that it has a cutter, but it's more of a sinker because it's running in on the hand. And he induces a ground ball, gets the ground ball, gets the out. There's a fastball. We know he's got the forcing, but he just dots it. And we know he can strike you out with that fastball. But here's a great location, once again, on the corner. But the 0-1, there it is, the cutter. It's a late break that gets it to the end of the bat. So now you get the ground ball and you get the defense helping you out. Here, you still are dotting the sinker. You're going to get the strikeouts. But even if they're making contact on those, they are not going to be able to get really hard contact. It's going to be weak contact. Here's another one that just misses the barrel where he pops up on the fastball because there is a late movement. There's a late run on the sinker just coming in, barreling on the hand. And as a hitter, you're thinking, I'm squaring this ball up. I got this. And then as next thing you know, you're going, man, this totally missed the barrel. I made contact, but boy, I did not hit that hard. That's what's so amazing about it. It goes one way, it goes the other, but it's late. It's not something you see out of his hand early so you can recognize the break. It is coming in, and it's at the very tail end. It's literally missing your barrel.
He's just a tremendous pitcher. He'll have starts where he'll pitch 7 innings and he'll have 11, 12 strikeouts. Here, 6 innings, only 4 strikeouts. But Nomar, you touched on it. A lot of weak, soft contact because of that late movement, whether it's the cutter, the sinker, or that split. He is just so fun to watch. A nightmare for the hitters. And he handled everybody tonight. There's one guy in that lineup, Sheets, saw him extremely well. Remember him, circle Sheets, especially when next time Yamamoto sees him. But again, Yamamoto, weak contact every time is just so fun to watch. Fun to play behind if you're an infielder, too.
Absolutely. Dodgers 15-3 winners over San Diego. The 7th spot in the lineup had himself a 2-hit, 3 RBI night back home in San Diego, and he's speaking with Kirsten and the media.
Tommy, when you get the results, the extra bases from both sides of the plate, what does that just say as to kind of where things are at for you offensively right now?
Yeah, it felt really good. I feel like this is kind of one of the rare times where both swings feel good, both from the right and left. It's really tough to maintain both swings over the course of the season, so I'm just happy that I feel that way right now.
You're consistently getting on base, and we came across a stat that you've been on base 17 times, but you hadn't been brought home just yet. For you to score a run, just when you think about things like that, what is that just like for you with this offense when you guys have these really big innings where everyone's getting involved?
So that was my first run score today?
Yeah, but you scored, yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I had no idea.
On base, but
okay.
No brought you.
Well, that's crazy, yeah. No, I mean, it was a great offensive game we had today, that 6th inning. We just did a lot of damage. We were kind of taking good at-bats throughout the game and then just exploded in that inning. And, it's just a good indication of how good our offense is. And, we can just come through and explode at any time.
How do you explain the consistency both from both sides, but then also, since you've come back?
I feel like it's all about just the preparation and routine and having a good game plan. I feel like I've kind of had the same pregame routine for 3-4 weeks going back to the second week of rehab, and I feel like whenever I'm the most consistent and just taking good at bats throughout the lineup is when I'm the most consistent with my prep and game plan, and moving on from at bat to at bat. So I feel like I've just been doing a good job of focusing on each individual at bat and trusting the prep that I do before the game.
Is there anything different in that routine that you hadn't done before?
Yeah, I mean a couple of new drills. Nothing crazy. A lot of it is just like making sure my lower body's in a good spot, and I'm starting my hands in a good spot, and not doing too much with my load.
Is that stuff you weren't able to do in the past with the ankle, and just that you had to manage over the course of the season?
Yeah, I mean it's nothing crazy. I'm not taking a million swings right now. I feel like I've just got a good routine down, and part of it is kind of just breaking habits that I think I built last year with just getting into some bad movements with the lower body, probably just compensating for the ankle, and then hips get out of whack and that kind of stuff. So I'm hopeful that I'll just be able to keep this up the rest of the year and just be consistent with it. And that's kind of what it's all about, is just having a steady swing that you can trust and a swing that you can always fall back on.
Boy, it has to be a great feeling, Nomar, for Tommy Edman after playing with at least some pain in his ankle for almost 2 years, to have that thing surgically repaired. He's back out there pain-free, and he's producing like the Tommy Edman we've seen in the past when he was healthy.
Yeah, what a difference when you're not feeling any pain, and your body also, even you can be mentally strong, you can deal with pain, you can fight through it, but your body also doesn't want to feel it naturally. So it could be doing some alterations, subconsciously, just to protect itself, because that's what the body's supposed to do. But now when you're going out there pain-free and also worry-free, if you're not worried about it as well, now you can just focus on the baseball, going out there, just producing and just playing your game. And we know when he's healthy, we know he goes out there and he is a huge part of any winning championship team. The way he swings the bat, the way he plays defense. I mean, this was just so nice when that ball is breaking in, getting the barrel to that, keeping it fair. He doesn't pull off of the ball. He still stays on it to get the barrel to that ball. So it's down the line, hustling. That's also another good sign on how the ankle is feeling to be able to get to third base. But just look at the head down and the barrel to that ball. That is just so pretty, and it is so great to see Tommy Edman back out there, no matter where he's playing, outfield, infield, doesn't matter.
Jerry, we saw Mookie Betts homer for the third game in a row. His bat's been heating up.
It has been. He has really started to get that bat path where it needs to be. Just a great swing, short, compact, and then finishing with that top hand. Remember, that bottom hand does the directing toward the baseball, but you really finish with that top hand. Look at that extension there. Talk about swinging it with some attitude there. Mookie's been doing that the last 2 weeks. Really good to see.
Has 11 home runs, capping off a 3-homer inning for the Dodgers. They put up a 9 spot in that 6th inning. And as the temperature seems to be heating up, so has Mookie Betts with home runs in each of his last 3 games, including that 3-run bomb, number 11 on the season. We've got more reaction coming your way.